Salem, no. Salem, what up, though? I probably messed up in the first part of this video, but if I did, sorry for you. No, I'm just playing. Uh, this is an IA Productions. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. This is an IA Productions. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So basically, what this is an introduction to IEA Productions from Ambassadors Inc. That being said, you hold the power, you got the remote, you're in control more than what you think you are. By the grace and the mercy of Haru Kodesh, Yahusha Mashiach, straight up A1. There's only one Almighty Rock. Um, so I just wanna bring up what IEA is about. IEA is a justice reprogram, and when I say reprogram, I mean it's a reprogramming of the whole justice system as we know it to be. The justice system is very corrupt. Um, to sum it all up, you are who you aim to be. You know, the change that we seek, you have to practice, study, do your own research so that the approval comes from Yah and Yah alone. I'm talking about Yah, I'm talking about Yahuwah, Yahusha, Mashiach, Nazarene. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to go off of somebody else's testimony or what he said, she said, versus doing your own work behind it. And it's even easier to be influenced by another's opinion if you're not confident or firm enough, rootedly, you know what I'm saying, in your foundation of faith or belief in what it's going to take out of you to produce the fruit that you're looking for, to see the change in the world that's needed. That being said, you know what I'm saying, there's many groups out there who have been quieted or silenced, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, are monitored through social media platforms, including YouTube. I myself has been a targeted individual along the line with that. So I'm going to keep it simple, keep it sweet. We are the new face of justice. We practice an ancient way, and this ancient way is Yahweh, Yahusha. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah. In English, people call him Jesus Christ. That being said, we're about the kingdom business, linking with kingdom people, people who want to change, people who want to learn about life, who want to learn about, you know, how to connect to people who want to be healed, so on and so forth. You can also visit our department with contacting myself, Vision. You can contact my partner and my sister as well, Ariel. We are Physicians Inc. So we do the whole, you know, healing, inner healing, healthy eating habits, you know, mental health as far as counseling each other, big brother, big sister programs. And we're running all this ourselves. This is not something that was, you know, an extension from the system or um, 501c3 type stuff. Like, we have been given the power and the authority to rule and reign in Yahusha the way he teaches us and guides us according to John 14, as it says in his word, as part of his promises. And we're looking to continue to build with people in ways that's so diverse and very, very bold, and courageous. So I will say, if you want to get down with the ink, you definitely gonna have to be bold and courageous. You can hit up my bro Sabes as well. Um, and he's very good at the so-called legalese, um, religiosities of English. You know what I'm saying? You also got another potential partner coming in the making, um, as a valuable asset. You know, we got BB and we have Russian Blue, and we have other people in diverse places that we'll be partnering with in different ways, linking up in different ways with. And you know what I'm saying, Ambassadors Inc. is my entire family. It's something that Yah gave us as a vision to grow, to manifest in the community, to really just like, you know, there's a lot of homeless people out there. There's a lot of people who's hurting and stuff, and people don't have time to hear them, where they come from, how they feel about situations, so on and so forth. You know, so let's not omit that part of the opinionated, you know, appeasals out there. You know, we're not here to please men. We're not here to prove ourselves to anyone. We're here to show that through our faith and through our trust in Yah and our work that He gives us to do, we're not doing it any other way. We're doing it His way, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've successfully been able to start working from home and still have income on top of income in different ways as it floats in, in Yah's grace and abundance, yet also still be able to hustle as needed, and find the balance between home life, dealing with my children, school, and my children, which, the system not gonna like that for a lot of people. Unfortunately, especially if you're brown skin, you're not qualified by them to teach and raise your children as your children. They feel like unless you do it their way, then it's not legal and it's not right. But they were not in the room when you did what you did, with your partner, and ended up having children. Y'all did that. Y'all formed that child. You made your choice, but Yah is the one who gives that seed. No man can take that away from you. No paperwork can approve or disapprove of that. So when it comes to a legal system, it's like a lot of people see this illusion of law as living as a straw man or a slave. In this mentality where if it's not on paper, then it's not common sense. You have to go through all these extra hoops and links in order to prove that. Like it's common sense. And that's where there has to be a stick in the sand. There has to be a line drawn in between that, because it's causing nothing but torment. It's causing nothing but oppression, depression. It's causing nothing but pain and suffering, death and debt. And for people that seem to want to monetize everything so much, they don't know the difference between money and monitoring, through these cameras, devices, and stuff like that, because that's what they were created for social engineering platforms and so on and so forth. But if you want to go deeper with us, you can hit me up at 720-687-0965. You can hit me up on my email, which is right here. That's vision, visionyahh at gmail.com, after the 1234. Okay. We will go into history. We will go into tribal realities and the biblical connections, and how to identify these things in the so-called legal systems or way of life that we live in, right? Traditions and customs, and show you the biblical proof and reality and the connection, and where it was twisted, added, or taken away, and where people are living in a mindset where most don't know how to think for themselves. There are those who do. There are those who have trouble because they don't have the right types of teachers or consistency with certain indoctrinations. But also pretty much taking back your humanity, your manhood, your womanhood, your kingship, your queenship, and the royal priesthood. To be able to think for yourself, under the guidelines and the instruction of Yah, because I cannot do anything without him. You can't do anything without him, and they can't do anything without him. Whether we like it or not, there's no way around that. There's no way to stop that. Every religion in the world has proven the same truth. And there's only one way, there's only one truth, and that's one life, and that's Yahuwah, Yahusha. In English, they call him Jesus, or Jesus Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christo. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? He came in the flesh, fully Yah, fully Eloheinu, you know what I'm saying? Fully God in the flesh, fully man. Not influenced the way that we were. He was a revolutionist. He was not about religion. He was not about politics, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was about the homeless, the needy, the poor, the motherless, the widows, the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? The people that, you know what I'm saying, were known as prostitutes and hot-headed people, or castaways. People, you know what I'm saying, who were demon possessed. People who, you know what I'm saying, were murderers, so on and so forth. He was about those people who wanted change, who wanted a new way of life. I would say as a blueprint and as a foundational reality to challenge your faith and your beliefs. There might be something that you might be missing, that just be open-minded to it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you compare and contrast the notes, you know what I'm saying, the history. But with an open mind, you'll actually be able to receive, the discipline of the shifting of the mindset and the emotional dispositions that we've had, because a lot of people are dealing with insecurities, and they don't know how to identify those securities or insecurities through, healing and their traumas, or A lot of people have trouble expressing how they feel because a lot of people will assume and make an after off of that assumption they'll make a judgment call, and that'll be their whole opinion that they run with every time they see this person until or this man or woman until whenever. A lot of children are suffering out there, and we do this for the children. Um, I like I said, you have to have bold faith and courage. Otherwise, you can definitely not get down with the ink because there's things that we do that most people are not ready for that type of courage. They're not able to receive that type of discipline. There's it's too many distractions, or it doesn't make sense to them. So a lot of people react in different ways. It doesn't have to make sense to you. It makes sense to us because we went to y'all. You got to do the same work. You know what I'm saying? We took hours. I'm talking about over 2,000 hours worth of studying law enforcement, criminal justice. You got the physicianal part, the doctor's part. You know what I'm saying? We studied everything about big pharma that we could do. Um, we studied anti-terrorism, so on and so forth. We put together different programs to help out people. You know what I'm saying? Just making a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like if people talking about policing the police, okay, let's train the police in a way that's suitable and that gives y'all glory. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a way that it's a sense of morality in there because most morality teachings that we're taught nowadays is totally immoral. It goes against humanity, against creation, and there's a complacency and an ignorance that when you have a blind people trying to lead blind people, how's anybody going to survive that? It's impossible. You have to have someone that can see in order to lead somewhere that needs the destination of where we're going. So in that, we're going deep inside the minds of men. We are the mind of change, and here our slogan is we want more. No false security, change the culture. um, there's trends out there where people want digital relationships, but you don't want to talk to people like people face to face no more. That human touch. We've already been social distancing through color, through tribes, through fascism and classism. Through ignorance, through pride, through jealousy, through the whole zodiac thing of, if you're not this sign, then I can't go along with you because you're that type of sign. Like, what? How did children connect with each other? You know what I'm saying? When they're talking to each other, they're not sitting there, oh, are you a Leo? Are you a Gemini? Are you a Sagittarius? They don't think like that. They have to be taught ignorance. They have to be taught wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Train up a child in the way that they should go. When they get older, they will not depart from it. And you can look that up in the book of Proverbs. Train up a child. Put it in Google and it'll pop up the scripture. Train up a child in the way they should go. Scripture. Boom. There you go. That's basically a guideline to show you how to do your own research. Don't just take it because somebody said it's right. Like, really analyze what you have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go to Wikipedia. Go to the Webster's Dictionary. Go to you could study some of the scholars who's been in the medical field of practices. You know what I'm saying? Studied neurology and chemistry and nuclear physics and so on and so forth. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? But everything that we studied, we used the Bible and we prayed about it. We didn't just get into stuff and just start studying stuff, because that stuff will mess you up. You open doors that you're not ready to know what's behind it. You open yourself up to being attacked and experiencing things that you might not be able to comprehend, which is a whole nother issue. At one point in time, I did do that, and that it became a whole nother issue, and it's only gonna take Yah in order to get out of that. Real talk. He's teaching us things that man has never known. A lot of people don't believe this stuff is real. They think it's a fantasy. They think it's a game or some type of joke, or just like we're crazy or something like that. But then you get stuff like entire economic shutdowns that affects everyone, and you wonder why people are forced to stay at home. You actually get a chance to visit your family, to learn about your neighbors, to learn about your family members, to do something different. You actually have time with your children, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? That's because Yah literally said that he's going to use this system against itself to destroy itself. A lot of people give too much credit to people who are supposed to carry this light, who don't have a light to carry. They've rejected the cornerstone. They've rejected the light. They've rejected the truth. And that being said, you know what I'm saying? Like, in everything that we do, like my elders taught me, challenge everything that is said. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do is I ask y'all, you know what I'm saying, if this word is from you, y'all let it be tried, let it be proven, and let it manifest according to your will for me and for my house. You know what I'm saying? Lead us in your wisdom every day. Remove all lies, all confusion, all doubt, all fear, anyone with ill intentions, keep them far from us. You know what I'm saying? And those who would sit there and try to cause problems for us, you know what I'm saying, because they don't believe or whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying, let what they have as far as opportunities and ways to help, um let that be given to us. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not going to use it, there's no point of them happening. Going back into the judges and the prophets were the judges of Yah. You know what I'm saying? Yah is the ultimate judge. You know what I'm saying? The sovereign absolution of that. You know what I'm saying? The Aleph Tav, of all creation. You know what I'm saying? He who was, he who is, and he who is to come. That's all there is to it in the midst of everything. Yet he, through his spirit, his character, you know what I'm saying, judges through us. No, you're not that the saints will judge the world and judge angels. We are his officers. We are his enforcers. We are a higher kingdom, a higher council, the highest council. We're the only ones that are deemed as a form of authority in the heavens and the earth. This is why he said in Luke 10:19, behold, I give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and no thing will by any means hurt you. All means all. That doesn't mean just part, you know what I'm saying, partly this, partly that. This system is being replaced as we know it right in front of our faces every single day. There's a lot of confusion going on because a lot of people are more religious minded, or they don't really know what they're talking about to a certain extent, or some people do know and they're just missing certain pieces. But there's a lack of accountability as men and women. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to God, like a lot of people have a misconception of, well, if you follow God, you can't say stuff like this, you can't do stuff like this. I beg to differ to a certain extent because it's a process of being, like, our minds being renewed and being changed. That's what repentance means. You're saying it's a change of mind, it's a change of direction, it's a change of heart. And it takes time for people to get out of pride. It takes time for people to get out of fear. They have to be led out of that. Like, they have to be taught why you're not supposed to fear. You know what I'm saying? It's an empowering that comes with that. Put that down. You know, so I apologize to move my children. Um, and it is a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a growing process. And if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to learn, you will learn. You know, like there's no excuse to it. Even an atheist will sit there and tell you they don't believe in God, but they're spiritual, without even knowing what the heck they're even saying, which they just like denounced and rejected the reality of Yah, but at the same time received him and told the truth on themselves. Most atheists don't believe in Yah, you know what I'm saying, or there being one creator, because they were once in a religious state, you know what I'm saying, like Christianity or so on and so forth, because a lot of Christians become atheists because they have poor leaders who don't represent Yah, they represent themselves. They only take your money so that they can get a gain off of it, but they're not going to teach you what the tithe actually is, and even how, you know what I'm saying, the frequency of change comes. You know what I'm saying? The tithe, for example, in the scriptures, you could type it up in Google again, because I'm not going to do the research for y'all. Y'all got to do it for yourself, because that's what I did. I could teach you how to eat, you know what I'm saying, or how to feed yourself, but I can't keep giving you the food. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to go hunt for yourself and do your own work. You have your own experiences, your own encounters for yourself, because that's what's going to make the sense and the truth of it come together for you in a way that is so clear to you, according to your own unique personal relationship with Yah, that still goes under the same guidelines and instruction and correction that all of us who are Yah's chosen and called and elect people, you know what I'm saying, his children, go through. We all have the same message. It's a message of reconciliation, you know what I'm saying, by relation, connectivity, like Einstein's theory of relative connectivity. But without you doing your personal part, it's not going to do you no much. You know what I'm saying? My faith is not going to get you through certain situations. You have to have your own faith. Let every man work out his own salvation, and study to show yourself approved, a workman of Yah, so you can rightly divide the word of truth. How do we rightly divide the word of truth? Yah is the truth that has to reveal himself to you and give you the pieces of truth, instructs you, okay, that's not right. That's no, they shouldn't do that. Just listen a little bit. 99% of the time when people are sitting there listening to something or getting some words, something they don't want to hear, but they're still there, that's because Yah, through his spirit, is touching their heart, where it's like, I know you don't want to hear this, but this is going to save your life. Because if you don't choose to take this instruction, I'm trying to save you from what I'm going to do to you if you don't do it. because he has to get rid of anything that doesn't want to produce and support life. If it's supporting depression, anger, and anxiety, he's getting rid of it right in front of our faces. That's the proof of the living evidence of who Yah is in all his being. We are a mirror reflection of him. We are a piece of him. We're created in his image and in his likeness. You know what I'm saying? There's this word that people keep saying, oh, we're all gods, we're this and that and the third. But many of those who say that don't know what they're talking about. You got the New Age movement that talk about, oh, we're gods, this, that, and the third. The scripture talked about him saying, as far as like, I have said that you are gods, but you will die. You know what I'm saying? Or all you are the children of God, but you will die like men. He was talking to the angels at that time, because the angels are known as the children of heaven, or the gods, right? And the word God, the way that religion teaches it, it's really used like as a title, you know what I'm saying, of a place of authority and power, like being at a job. You have a manager, you know what I'm saying, who's supposed to manage what goes on in the workspace. And if they don't do that right, well, then you have the assistant manager. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in business. It's the same stuff. You got the CEO, then you got the assistants, you got the secretaries. You know what I'm saying? There's a helping aid, so everybody knows how to flow and work together as a team. As some would say, teamwork make the dream work. But there's a trend out there where, people teach prosperity, but you don't teach people how to stay prosperous and how to continue to prosper, and what prosperity really is. Prosperity is not about your house, what type of house you got, how much it costs. It's not about the type of car, having a car. It's not about what you got in your pocket. Prosperity is a mindset, and it's a productive, reproductive mindset that literally contributes to aiding others and everything else in its environment, right? So a person or someone that walks around joyful all the time, people who are more prone to be influenced by joy, they're going to get touched by that. They're going to get out of whatever mood, you know what I'm saying, that they're dealing with. Now, when we talk about spirits, talking about moods, that's, you know what I'm saying, kind of a collaboration in there, because it's a character of spirit, you know what I'm saying, it's a mindset. But one that's, you know what I'm saying, likes to be the center of attention, knows how to draw that attention to themselves. People that don't want to be the center of attention, they ain't trying to be famous, none of that. You have people who gossip, you got people who, do shame or just talk or whatever, may not be talking evil or anything bad about them, you know what I'm saying, but just acknowledging them as in their humanity, so to speak. So the reality where I'm going with this is, you got to know your place in life. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you are. You got to know your type of crowd. You got to know the type of energy, you know what I'm saying, to be around and to stay away from. You got to know how to form an environment when there's already an environment being formed there. This is the basic foundations of geoengineering and terraformation of what we call climate change. Climate change, from what the system says, is totally different from the economic system or the ecosystems of like a rainforest, you know what I'm saying, going into the winter season. It's a totally different look, it's a totally different feel, it's a totally different environment. And environments are very influencing, and they're very powerful, whether people see them or reconcile them or not. That being cognitive of that is key. You know what I'm saying? Being willing to be aware is key. This is the difference between what they call wake and woke, or sleep, right? Or like Tom McDonald would say, shout out Tom McDonald, fake woke. You seem like you're awake, you're aware of stuff, but you're really not still awake, because you're still holding on to ideas and thought processes that you learn from people who can't be trusted. They've proven no reason for them to be trusted to anyone. They've committed slaughter and genocide throughout centuries. You know what I'm saying? And if you actually do real research behind these people and organizations and names and stuff like that, and people who's been connected to them that are no longer with them, I would be questioning, why are they no longer with them? If they're such a great organization or company or a corporation or whatever, you know what I'm saying, has won with legal liability or whatever through other people, then why aren't you still there? You know what I'm saying? Like, people leave jobs for reasons. It's either A, they're not comfortable there, they don't want to be there, which falls into the same hand, or they want something more. There's always more that we want. It's always more. But the question is, when can we be content and satisfied, yet at the same time still growing and moving in the midst of abundance and having more at the same time? Me, I don't like poverty. I don't like shame. When I look at my children and I see them crying because of certain situations, in my mind, I'm like, man, something got to change. You know what I'm saying? And if it's me, y'all show me that it's me and help me deal with me, the parts of me that I don't want to deal with, if I don't want to deal with them. And you see that. Cleanse that out of me and give me a new mindset, give me new thoughts and emotions dealing with that, and encourage me in it because I need that encouragement. I'm a father. And those of those who know about me, know at the current moment, seem to be a single father. So, but if that be God's will, it be God's will. But getting past that in patience with ourselves, in patience with each other, and in patience with God is a key to survival. Because I will tell y'all what happens when that point of time comes where you no longer have a bank account. People are like, oh, that's never gonna happen. Well, everyone said that plan 19, was impossible. And the economy shows something totally different. Like, no matter if you don't believe or not, the same truth is still there, and it still impacted you as well. You know, when you have to work from home, and you're forced to, well, that's the time to be innovative. Don't take it as a download, like, dang, I don't fell off. No, that's Yah's way of saying, like, look, first of all, the system is going totally against me. It's not teaching you anything right. It's teaching you how to stay a slave. You go to a school, Black History Month, or Indian History Month, whatever you want to call it. You learn parts of everybody else's story, but you're taught your ancestors was all slaves, and that's not true. That's not true. Not all of them were slaves. Our people were royal people still to this day. Many of them have owned in Abraham. Isaac. You're talking about Jacob. You're talking about Joshua. You're talking about Enoch. You talking about Elisha, you talking about Peter, John, Paul, and John the Revelator. Like, you talking about people, Ezra, Naomi, who else? Martha, You got Mary, you got who else you got? Esther, who else you got? Deborah, Like, you have people who are kings and queens, that have actually changed the face of the entire earth in diverse ways. You got King Solomon, which shows the downfalls, but also shows the lifting up of Yah, what he did for us as well. So, and to be king minded and to be queen minded is not about how much material you have. If you think that's what it means to follow God and to see that a person has God, you're not even close to seeing him. You're not even close to hearing him. Now, there is a time and give us these things, and that's according to we're still trusting him no matter what. Like, when he says the just will live by faith, that literally means that to the very point where our lives are like literally depending on him for everything, like to even breathe. And going through those hardships are to teach us to trust in him. How many times have you lost a house and still gained one? How many times have you lost materials or whatever, and you still ended up with that and some? That's proof of what his providence anyway. He already promised to give us that stuff without even buying anything. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Delight yourself in Yahushua, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. And that's part of acknowledging him in every way, in our anger, in our frustrations, when you're having sex, when you're in your marriage, when you're stealing, when you're robbing, when you're drunk, when you're high, when you're thirsty, when you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're impatient. When you're doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, every way that it could possibly go, just to sum it up and make it short. Life is life. Error is error. That's what sin is. If you sit in there and you put in some type of some type of virus in the computer or something like that, it's gonna error. If it's error because it's not doing what it was designed to do, what it was created to do, right? If you're supposed to reap the harvest of the field, through the fruits and stuff like that, why the hell are you sitting there laboring under somebody else's hand when God tell you to do it? It doesn't. If they don't believe it, that's them. If they don't get it, that's them. He has to teach them. There's certain things that we can't teach people. We could try to do all we want to, but forcing it ain't gonna do nothing. I've done that many times. I'm learning. I'm growing. I know a lot, but I know enough to know I don't know nothing. Other than what God gives me, and still to this day, with all I do know, I ask y'all about everything. Like, should I get this job? Should I do it this way? How do you feel about this? Like, what are your thoughts about this? Because when no human being was around, when there was no TV, no phone, no nothing around, I had to ask y'all. He was the only one that was there. Who are you when there's no one around you? What do you do? How do you think? How do you speak? Everyone has issues. A lot of men go through pornography issues. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women go through pornography issues. A lot of people have messed up relationships, want a good relationship, but scared because they don't want to have to deal with the same pain they dealt with before, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. The point is, do you have the intention in heart to do or to change? That's what he looks at. He looks at the character of our heart, the intentions of our heart. He don't care. He cares about he'll like when the heart is healed, the outside will look like the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to wear sweats and stuff like that. But I know that if I go to certain businesses or whatever, I can't wear sweats to a business. You know what I'm saying? As far as like certain uh jobs. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between work and a job. A job, you die to live. You know what I'm saying? Work, um, no, yeah, work, you know what I'm saying? You live dying to your old nature, you know what I'm saying? Your old way of thinking. That's what it means. You know what I'm saying? Like dying for you will be like waking up from sleep. Thank you, yeah. That's literally what it means. Like, oh, then people, whoa, you know what I'm saying? They got they got revelation, they got epiphany, they got, you know what I'm saying, this awakening, they got this uh premonition or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have vision, feed your vision. Like y'all tell me and he's told other people. You have to believe in yourself. Show them how to do it. If he tell you show them how to do it, that means he sees that you know how to do it more than you can even recognize about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or why do you let what other people say about you bother you so much if they don't understand? Which says a lot. It may not speak to us in that moment like that. For some people, at times, some people it does. But for him to say stuff like that, it doesn't matter if they don't hear God's voice. You know what I'm saying? If you hear his voice, you hear his voice. You know what he's teaching you. Everything else is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Take the instruction, take the wisdom that you can get from anybody that you can give. You know what I'm saying? But he'll show you the difference between if it's really wisdom or if it's foolishness. One thing in my mind, I'm not knocking the people, but it's just like, man, how much has to scream out, you know what I'm saying, of all the babies that are suffering and going through stuff, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, man, if they sitting there saying, they may not know how to articulate it, but they're sitting there saying like, man, don't you know that if you knew what was yours, if you knew it was yours, would you go get it? Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have one way to get it, we're automatically thinking like at times, or we used to, let's put it like that, where it's like, man, if I don't have no way to get it, I can't get it. And that's not true. I have learned and I have become an epitome of certain things that people told me that was impossible. They laughed at me, they scorned, they mocked, belittled me, you know what I'm saying, degraded me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's because they didn't know. They didn't even know that they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And that is a whole different teaching and mindset of its own right there. You know what I'm saying? To really grasp that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm no longer gonna sit there and waste time hating them, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like I can't get you to that point, you know what I'm saying? Yah has to do that. I didn't do this to myself. I didn't fix myself like Yah is healing and fixing me. I was just willing to take the instruction as I got it, even if it didn't make sense, you know what I'm saying, and ask the difference between, okay, Yah, is this you or is this something else? And if so, give me a sign, let me know, into a point where there's no way I can deny it. There's no way I could reject it. Help me to receive, because I don't want to receive through some types of people because of, how I felt or whatever. These are situations, these are like seasons, months, years of things and mindsets that I went through, you know what I'm saying, that just being able to feel the healing and be able to like distribute wealth in a way where it's like, because knowledge is power. People are afraid of what they don't know. Um, You know what I'm saying? A child is taught when they're younger, like, don't eat that because it's dirty. That's nasty. It could get you sick. Because in their mind, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is food. I dropped it. Ain't nothing wrong with this. They have to be taught that it's dirty. They have to be taught what it means to be dirty, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it looks like. What type of people not to hang around. You look at most children, they're not going to sit there. You got a European, you got an Indian or a Hebrew, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they're not sitting there looking at each other, well, you're a Hebrew. I can't play with you. They looking at, hey, let's be friends. Let's play. They're looking at, you know what I'm saying, as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have some fun. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all talking about literally becoming as little children, This is the mindset. You know what I'm saying? We're no longer influenced because children, that's a good stubbornness that they have, where it's like they can recognize certain things that us grown people many times we're not able to recognize. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like they know spirits, they can see things because a lot of people are desensitized. You know what I'm saying? And they've acquitted what they did know because they wanted to fit in. I don't care about fitting in if it ain't in the house of Yah. Like I'm good at outfitting. I'm good at being like different. That's my niche. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. You know, if I got friends I can count on one hand, at least I got friends I can count on one hand, plus the billions that you can't even see. You know what I'm saying? If I have people that don't want to know nothing about me, don't even want to get to know me, well, guess what? There's thousands of those. You know what I'm saying? Like angels do exist. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in you having it on your TV, on your movies, in your books. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in saying, oh, something told me. You know what I'm saying? But then you go to a psychiatrist and they be like, do you hear voices? And you be like, yeah. And then they're studying. You know what I'm saying? Most of them, even if they don't know it, they're studying on how to destroy your soul. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna get paid for stuff like that, you might as well not have it. And then you question why economic collapses as such, you know what I'm saying, happen the way that they do. But you don't study these industries, so you feel like you can sit there and run your mouth about stuff that you don't even know. You ain't even got the, you know what I'm saying, you don't even have the mindset to want to seek it out at sometimes. But those who do, many people will belittle them, excommunicate them, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, is Yah's the one who's exposing and teaching people? I'd rather learn from the creator than people who don't know nothing or don't want to know nothing. Because it's like ain't nothing gonna get done. You gonna keep growing up, keep, you know what I'm saying, doing everything that you can to give every part of you your energy and everything, losing out on your family, losing out on your peace, on your sleep. You know what I'm saying? When you could be resting. I'll say it like this: look at animals. Animals are very intelligent creatures. Every single thing that Yah created is intelligent. And I'm gonna say it like this: you have beasts of the field and fowls of the air, right, and in the sea, and they still worship Yah. Only time that they working is when they hunting or trying to protect their home. You know what I'm saying? We take the trees away, we take away a lot of their cover, so on and so forth. We dig and bore in the mountains, we take a lot of their homes away because we want the precious metals. And it's like, I wonder what everything would look like if all that stuff was still there and we in mankind wouldn't even know how to remove it in the first place. Just saying. You know, what would the earth look like? How much trees would still be around? How big would they be? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this stuff sounds far-fetched to a lot of people, but it's like, is it evidence that you're holding that is far-fetched, or is it just an opinion that you don't want to believe because you would have to hold yourself accountable and examine your thoughts and your processes and everyone that you talk to and admit that you were wrong? You know what I'm saying? Admit that you were wrong about every one of your thesis, your theories, you know what I'm saying, your evolutionary processes. Human beings are still not having apes. Apes are still not giving birth to humans. So that theory of evolution is a lie. That's a lying wonder. And there's no other way to say that, because if it was true, then how the hell does apes stop having humans all of a sudden? Come on, man. Transformation and evolution are one and the same thing, but in the right mindset of common sense, where it's like it's not becoming a lie. Okay. So for example, you can't put you know what I'm saying, you can't put two men together and have offspring. Simple as that. Something, well, you can go to a sperm bank. Yeah, but that's a sperm bank. Without that sperm bank, it still makes it obsolete for you to be able to reproduce with two men. It's not gonna happen. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Um, Also realizing, you know what I'm saying, why a lot of people have certain mindsets, even with that, is because it stems from pain, it stems from fear, it stems from being degraded, being abused, being used, taken advantage of, and it comes from, you know what I'm saying, lack of discipline from those who we're supposed to protect, we're supposed to help, you know what I'm saying, we're supposed to help guide in the house, um, and a lot of that stuff, unfortunately, comes through this system, because the feminist movement that they have out there, I would say this, that in a relationship, it's 100 for both male and the female. Um, One should not be carrying one more than the other. You know, if possible, you're supposed to help build each other up because you're one. You move together as a unit. Don't let no man or no woman or any institution try to influence your marriage. I was told that before I got married. Um, I didn't really take heed to that too much because I did a lot of stuff that I know now. The majority of the stuff I know now, I didn't know back then. I didn't have anybody to teach me like that, so on and so forth. But things that I knew in my spirit, like you'll feel 99, you'll feel if something is wrong. But it's up to us to listen to that. And some people call it intuition and wisdom. It's one and the same. They just have different ways of saying the same thing, which is a lot of reasons why we have a lot of arguments as mankind in this world and a lot of confusion because a lot of people don't recognize that some things that they're saying are the same thing. It's just said a different way or in a different language that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's always the most struggle-ish thing to do. You know what I'm saying? By going looking it up for yourself. It's easier to argue and to fight and to hate and be bitter and just grow text towards one another. But guess what? I can't be who I am or have what I have today if it wasn't for Yah, first and foremost, all the angels, and then for every good and bad human being or creature or situation that I've encountered to this day, because that's what helped shape and make me and give me the character that I've developed. Some people say I'm sharp tongued or whatever. It's not how you say it. It's not what you're saying, it's how you saying it. So I've been working on that a lot as well. God's been working in me with that. It's just a lot of things, just like anyone else. It's a lot of things that I just don't tolerate no more. You know what I'm saying? If children are hungry, like, you know what I'm saying, and you have entire institutions where, like, if you don't have no money, you can't have no food. Man, bump that. We gonna get the food. I don't care what you say. These children is hungry. You know what I'm saying? These people need clothes. And if we say that the whole economy is shut down, you know what I'm saying, and people don't have money to go get clothes, guess what we can go do? We can go get clothes. Period. There's nothing you can say or do to stop that. That's all there is to it. The kingdom of God is manifesting quicker and quicker. Everything is shifted and changed. The enemy got no power, already judged. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do to stop us. Period. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You could try to silence us. You could try to take whatever you want to do, try to harass us or target us. You know what I'm saying? Like, as y'all been doing, there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can't stop y'all, so you can't stop his will. And you know that. But it ain't going to stop y'all from trying, of course. But with that being said, I hope this encouraged some people. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to give you a little bit of the mindset as far as like the a couple rays to shine on you guys. To see that Yah is good and he is faithful, and just try it out. You know what I'm saying? Consider all things that can be considered and ask Yah to expand your thoughts, expand your mind, expand your territory, to teach you things that you've never known or see things that you've never seen, because that's part of his promises. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what Yah has in plan for those who love him. And I will say this, just because you say the name of Jesus does not mean you love him. Just because you go to church does not prove that you love him. There's a lot of people that's going to church that's going straight to the lake of fire. Not because I said so. That's between Yah and you. The question is, are you doing what he told you to do? No matter what, because that's part of this test. You know what I'm saying? It's counterculture. It's out the box. When the world wants to put you in a box, break the edges off that mug and use the lines, you know what I'm saying, or the bars to literally bind them up. You know what I'm saying? This is something that they cannot contain. They have no power over. They have no authority. You know what I'm saying? Like, this overwhelms them. They're terrified of this. And that's exactly why certain institutions do the evils that they do. Because if they can't understand it, they want to control it. If they can't control it, they want to get rid of it. Flat out. That's just the way it is. Look at every war, Indian wars. Look at all the, you know what I'm saying, the rebellions that went on. And ask yourself, why did these things happen? Oh, we're just going to rebel today just because we want to rebel. That's not how life works. There's always a purpose. There's always a reason for that. There's always a trigger, so to speak. There's always a switch that needs to be flipped. You know what I'm saying? And Yah is King of Kings, Master of Masters. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't like it, go tell them I said it. My phone number is 720-687-0965. Hit me up any day, any hour. We have a podcast series that I would like to get to know some of you through, and also potentially work with some of you all. We do move by prayer, and we pray a lot, and that's just the way it is because prayer works. And getting back to the situation of doing everything at home and stuff like that, because of certain situations, it's gonna get worse again. Expect it. They expect the most impossible situations when they be like, "Oh, that's not possible. They're not gonna do that." Expect them to do that just because people say they're not gonna do that. And I would encourage you, go study with people who know about certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? um, and diligently have been speaking on these things and gradually, adding things to it that has been revealed to them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that stays on top of stuff that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like stays aware of stuff and makes it like a lifestyle. It's a practice. You know what I'm saying? It's a practical thing because those who practice things are not right. That's what they mean by unrighteousness. um, Righteousness just means that you're practicing doing right in thinking and word and works. You know what I'm saying? And keep staying around that. It's not a religious thing. This is a common sense type reality. How is a relationship going to work if you don't know how to work a relationship? How are you going to get rest if you don't know what peace is? You don't know the difference between rest and sleep. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to have it? It makes no difference to talk about it if you can't even recognize it. You can't identify it. And that's for me, that's for everyone. Like we're all in the same reality together. It's one reality, you know. But we'll go deeper into things. We'll use what we have to be able to help people where we can. You know what I'm saying? But in all reality, is y'all using and working through us as vessels to be able to help y'all and encourage y'all. We have a resource listing that we're able to help people with. We want to partner with other people, so on and so forth, as Yah wills it. But we're letting him take full control of the wheel and the reins and do what he got to do because we are what we are, and he's greater. We put it like that. And then we're gonna also practice on how we speak, because just because something looks something like some way, that doesn't mean it's always like that. When I first heard that, I thought everybody that said that was totally nuts, because it's like, wait a minute, how you gonna say it's not like that and it's like that? Like my kite is in, you know what I'm saying? It's in the tree, or my flag. Let's put it like that, because a kite is an actual animal. My flag is in the tree. What you mean? Call those things that be not as though they were. It's not in the tree. You know what I'm saying? Like we would take those things or talk about those things, but it's like that's when it doesn't make sense because we don't know what they're actually talking about, what that actually represents. Call those things that not be not as though they were. That's like having a dream and a vision for something. It looks like it's going nowhere right now, but you're working towards doing that, and the working and receiving of different tools or different you know what I'm saying, platforms coming together. That's the manifestation of that vision and that dream coming into a manifest fruition, or you know what I'm saying, a reality. And dreams are a reality. One, that's why deja vu exists. It's a place of remembrance. Well, going back to the scripture, it talks about how Holy Spirit will call all things into a remembrance and will teach us all things. That's why you have a lot of people like, you think you would know it all. You think it's just a person or that man or woman saying that? You know what I'm saying? There's people who will get jealous of you because of whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can have the same thing and more if you just reach out to y'all yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't be me. I don't want to be you. You know what I'm saying? But it's you, your relationship with him is your relationship. Just make sure it's him you truly have a relationship with. Because even questioning that for myself many times is like, man, am I really serving Yah? Or am I just worshiping myself? Do I really know the voice of Yah? Or is it my own voice wanting it to be his voice, or my own thoughts, emotions wanting it to be his voice so I can get my way? Or is it something, another spirit? Going back to the psychiatry of things and psychology, which psych literally means the soul. So psychiatry in ways that it's presented is poorly misrepresented and ignorantly misused. Same thing is misrepresented, but it's not projected the way that it really is, and that's where you get the further in depth of clarity, where it's like, oh, well, I can see why now we have more colored people being targeted and diagnosed with this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because in all reality, in this world, the majority of these systems, they don't like colored people. They don't want nothing to do with us. They want to exterminate us. King Herod, for example. You know what I'm saying? They want to exterminate the Indian, Igbo, Hebrew, Ivrit, you know what I'm saying, chosen people, because they know who we are, they know what we are, they know who we belong to, and they know our future. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. There's things about us that they have no clue what it is. And I'm not throwing up any sign. I'm just got like, you know what I'm saying? They have no clue. There's things that they cannot comprehend. We could talk about it all day over the internet and they still not gonna be able to comprehend it. It's hidden from them because they have no intention to do good with it. That's the whole point of their kingdoms crumbling and falling, and they are their own weapons of destruction against themselves through what they invent, and what they display out there. And they tell the truth on themselves all the time. So I don't know what the hell the big secret is, because it's not a secret if you always telling it. You know, you have to put the truth out there in the mix with your lies, and it's not a secret no more. You know what I'm saying? Just give it up. But anyway, y'all, hallelujah, I will praise y'all, love y'all, and hit us up and get